Hi everyone, it's Diane from Boho Stamper, and I'm back with some ideas that I hope will inspire you to go make a card today. So I hope everybody's doing well and that you got to spend some of the holiday weekend with your family or friends. Let's see. Oh, I didn't get to do a video on Friday, so I have to make up for that somehow here. But yeah, Thursday we had another tree fall across our road and take out the power. That was Thursday afternoon, and we never got power back until I think it was about 4 o'clock Friday morning. So I wasn't able to get my video done in time to upload it for Friday. So just kind of saved my card for today. So this is my card for Monday, May the 30th. Yeah, oh, and that, yep, if you act really quick, you still have until the 31st to get in on the new In Color Starter Kit that Stampin' Up! Is adding some additional supplies when you join Stampin' Up! So you can take advantage of getting these extra items in addition to your $125 worth of product that you choose when you join. And free shipping. Yep, that's free shipping too. So there's cardstock, all the ink pads, the 6x6 designer series sheets, and a grid paper, all in the new In Colors. Let me see. So far this is the May shopping code. I think I have to go in and change that though. I think my code's probably going to expire here shortly because they only last for I think 30 days. So I need to check that. If it does change, my new code is will be on my website, and you can always email me if if you couldn't find it. Also, our next card making workshop will be June 21st. It's a Tuesday at 10. So if you're interested in making some cards on a Tuesday morning and you're local, just get in touch and we'll schedule you, have all your supplies ready for you. I'll give you just a quick little sneak peek. How about a quick little sneak peek of this last Tuesday? We did some pretty little cards here, and it was fun meeting with the girls. And I hope they enjoyed it, and their cards all came out so pretty. They did such a nice job. So today, I am kind of keeping it in the color family. And this was my sample card that I worked on. I still think my colored die cuts need a little something on here, and I just don't know what. Maybe I should have embossed them before I added them. I don't know. So I had two thoughts. I'm always saying about how these great die sets come with the extra little tag dies. I'm going to spill them all over here. And that I never use the tags. So I was determined today I was going to use tags on my cards. And I also had this thought of making kind of an ombre card. It wasn't really going to be too ombre, but keeping my die cuts within the same color family. So I used my handy dandy chart that I had. And I picked some greens. I went straight across and picked Daffodil Delight, Parakeet Party, Granny Apple Green, Garden Green, and Shaded Spruce for one of them. Let me see. This one was Tahitian Tide, Pacific Point, and Starry Sky. And this little stack here was Pool Party, Coastal Cabana, Bermuda Bay. So I stayed right in the lines of my color chart, and I was able to make sure that all my colors were going to coordinate nicely. I don't have a whole lot of yellows. Well, I should say we don't have a whole lot of yellows. So I did start the card out with Daffodil Delight in my tags, and then I moved into the Parakeet Party, Granny Apple Green, Garden Green, and Shaded Spruce. Ended up with 5 in a row there that I had the supplies for. I think this one would be pretty to do with butterflies. I don't know what background I would use on this one yet, but I thought those are really pretty together, and I thought the butterflies would be nice. So anyways, I figured while I was cutting these out, I would do several different shapes. So I did the small tag from Meadow Dies. Oh, I have everything everywhere because I could put the paper away now. I was afraid I wouldn't remember, the colors. So I cheated and I had them all here just in case, but I did remember. Okay. There they are. They're my whiteys. Yep, the little butterflies right there, and the one little tag in here are out of the Meadow Dies. And then the ovals and the oval is out of the mini pocket envelope. The oval and the longer tag. And then this large tag was out of Bonanza, one of the Bonanza Buddies. Kept this specifically so I could keep this die. And the banners. I thought the banners would be great for future cards. So anyways, I just used the different dies and cut the same shape out of my color cardstock. And then just sat down and started playing. I tried using an embossing folder and inking it because I thought that I might want to put that on the background of one of the designs, but I really wasn't happy with that once I did that, so I'll have to save that for something different. And then I had a bunch of those flowers die cut from the Meadow Dies from our other card that we made. Was it last week or the week before? I still had a bunch of those sitting here. So that's how I ended up doing this one. I just used my Tahitian tied card base, a piece of the new In Color 6x6 Designer Series papers. Those are the ones that come in the In Color Startup Kit. And then layered on my oval dies. And then the only different thing I used, these were the In Color matte dots. And then I used the labels, which I kind of always keep handy because they do have different size seasonal label dies. But these would cut out larger sentiments or greetings if you needed a large die. So for our card, I think we're going to play with the yellows and the greens. I can put these aside so I don't spill them all over. There we go. And I only haven't made up my mind if I would like to put this on Daffodil Delight or Parakeet Party. I don't know. Kind of like it on here. You know, this is pretty matchy-matchy, but because I have that one yellow tag and the yellow in my flowers, I kind of like it on the Daffodil Delight. So I think that's what we'll do. So this is going to be a really simple card. This is one sheet of Daffodil Delight cardstock cut in half and then scored and folded so that we have a 4 1/4 by a 5 1/2 inch card base. And then I took a piece of the Parakeet Party designer paper, cut it to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And I picked the one with the little dots on it. I'm going to layer that on my base. And then my thought was to take my tags and just sort of make them tumbling down. Add my flower in here somehow and put a greeting on there, and maybe with some ribbon. Maybe we'll put ribbon under the tags. So I did all the die cutting first, so I didn't have to shake the table all over and try to avoid hitting you in the head today. And if you remember, I don't have the new in color ribbons yet, but I did have some old lemon lime twist ribbon, which matches Parakeet Party so well that I just wanted to, I was going to say, why do I have Granny Apple green ink out? Okay, so anyways, this ribbon matched so well, I'm just going to use that up before I get any more ribbon. So let's do that. And I had Granny Apple green out because I stamped my flower from the Honeybee Home. I used the Honeybee Home flower, stamped it in Granny Apple green, and then I didn't even use both colors of my blends. I used light Daffodil Delight and colored in the petals on the flowers, and I think that's actually enough. I didn't need to add the dimension of the darker color. A lot of talking, and my throat is a little scratchy today. I was weeding this morning, and I can only stay out in the flower beds for about an hour or so, and I start getting itchy eyes and itchy nose, and ultimately lose my voice again. So I don't know what it is out there that hates me so much that I'm really allergic to it. But I did get to clean some of my flower bed out. One of them, trying to, I started it last year actually, trying to replant the flowers behind my deck and take out some of the older plants there that don't bloom or, you know, have gotten real woody, because I have a lot of perennials. Okay, so I cut this just long enough. I guess I could tell you how long that is, right? That would be nice of me. I did cut it just long enough so that I can fold the ends over. This is 7 1/4. Really? Yeah, it is. I'm going to fold my ends over and adhere them to the back of that Designer Series paper with a glue dot. And I guess I better decide what greeting I want to stamp on here. That's pretty too, huh? I wonder if I should have used that side. Yeah. Oh. Well, it just gives me a reason to make another one, right? Because I do like the little dots. So, let's put our ribbon, whoop, missed. And now I think I will use some tear tape for the back of this, since the ribbon is going to make it a little bit thick. It's also going to help hold my ribbon down on the back of my Designer Series paper. Oop, went over a little bit there. Got carried away. Oh, tape doesn't want to tear for me. It's being extremely strong. So today turned out to be, this is Saturday for me. It's actually kind of a nice day out there. It's a little dreary. It's warm enough, but it just kept looking like it was going to rain. It hasn't rained, but it's been looking like it all day. So maybe Maybe tomorrow will be even nicer. I think it's supposed to be, actually. I'll have to work outside a little bit tomorrow and get plugged up again. Oh, but I like my flowers. This is going to be pretty. Nice and cheery and springy colors. Oh, that ribbon's got a little stripe in it, and on the camera I can see it's looking a little fluttery there. I hope it's not messing up the picture. And I'm just going to use some glue dots and put these little tags. Right. Need two to go over that ribbon, or to stick to the ribbon, depending on how it lays here. 2, 3, 4. Am I missing one? I think I am. There it is. You can't hide. I found you. Want to try to have them spaced out a little evenly. What? I shouldn't say evenly. I didn't want to leave too big of a gap at the top or at the bottom. So what do you guys do with your little tag dies? Do you maybe use them and tie the baker's twine or the cord through them and add them to your cards? Do you wrap your twine around your card and layer a tag in there with it? Or do you not use them at all? What do you do with them? I just think they're so cute. And I think, you know, the obvious thing to do right off the bat would be, of course, just to die cut a bunch of flowers, you know, maybe a bouquet of little flowers, and wrap them with some twine or string and add a tag on the front. But I just wanted to do something a little different with them, and I just think that if we do the same shape in different colors, as I did with the butterflies and the ovals, then it kind of makes its own little design. I should do a second one of those maybe, huh? Make it double. That might do it. So I am going to shake you up a little bit here. But that's okay. Then you can see how easy and quick this was to do. I just need a scrap of basic white, the Honeybee Home stamps, Granny Apple green ink, a second to dry so that when I use my blends I don't smear it all over. And then I'll need the die back. This is small enough that we can use the mini cut and emboss. And then I used light Daffodil Delight and just did the petals, which basically are just lines. Then I thought the pretty matte dots will go cute on this too. Could use yellow or the Parakeet Party. Well, I guess it's not yellow. I guess it is Parakeet Party, but the in color matte dots are Ombre. So the lightest one of the Parakeet Party looks yellow. Well, that for quick. When you're using these dies, if you can line your stem up and see the stem in the opening of the spaces, then your flowers should be cut nice and centered. You know, sometimes like when you're die cutting and take your die off and have this white halo too much to one side. By looking at the stems in these little openings, that helps to get them centered a little bit better, and you might not be quite so off to one side or the other. And now that I moved it, who knows how it's going to come out. Alright, let's do a little shake up here. Thanks to the new folks of you out there who have subscribed to my channel. I appreciate that. And I'm really happy that I had some more likes on my last few videos. That's always encouraging. And, you know, any comments that you leave, hopefully they're positive comments, always help. And if you like what we make on Mondays, click that little subscribe button down there too, and then, or the bell, and then you'll get notified when we do another card. You know how YouTube works. We might do surgery on this flower. Oh, I thought I heard Sissy starting to get a little bit mouthy down there. Her dad must have gone outside. I need this to be in here far enough so that when we go to put it in the envelope, the flower's not hanging over the edge of the card. Alright, so that's not going to work that way. Doggone it. She's going to get a spanking. Don't allow her to just sit and bark. She's allowed to bark if something is there to bark at, but not just to bark. Oh, that'll be cute down there. Perfect. Don't mind me while I sit here and decide where I want my flowers to be, huh? Sorry. Probably should have had that planned out a little more. Oh, that'll be cute. Okay, now we just have to think about our greeting. May as well stick with our Honeybee Home since that's what we're using here. And I think I'm going to stamp in Granny Apple Green again. I could do Parakeet Party, either one. I think I'll go with the Granny Apple though. And I have to remember to glue those down. And how about, I should make a bee to go on here too, or will that be too dark? Just thinking, I thought I had some extra ones laying here. I could have looked at one to see if it would work before we make any more. But maybe not. How about, you're the nicest. stick my thumb in the ink. I seem to be doing that a lot. Oh, see that? My stamp fell right off my block. I don't know why. And that's in Granny Apple Green. The nice thing about using the different colors like that together is that you can use any one of those colors then in your ink pads, and it's gonna be matchy nice. Where did I put those seasonal label dies? Because I know there's, oh, right here. There's a long one in here that might work. But that might be too wide. This one's not long enough. I should have brought water up here with me too. That would have helped. It would have been the smart thing to do. Oh, I know. Where's oh, that one's not going to be long enough either. Now I'm going to have to struggle to find a die that long. I guess I shouldn't have picked the longest sentiment, huh? Or the longest greeting. Well, you can go old school. You don't have to die cut it. You can just trim this and then use our, leave it a little longer on one end. We'll use our tag punch. Well, I certainly did that crooked, didn't I? How about just a little thinner? And I know this is off screen, I'm so sorry. Make it just a little narrower. Alright, now let me see if I can grab that punch. And we'll put a little scallop on it on the end, or maybe I should use the square one because that's what's in our tags, huh? So when I'm using this punch, I like to line this up and make sure I'm checking on the back, because and actually it feels like I cut this pretty good. It's fitting kind of right in the panels on the front there, because this is your pick a size. Oh, it's still a little too long because I want it to go down here, down there. Huh? Yep. Okay, let's trim just a little bit more off the end and do that again. That's one reason dyes are nicer. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. What is this called? Oh, goodness. Let me see. Lovely Labels Pick a Punch. And you can make your labels 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, or 1 inch. And you have 2 different ends. So you have 6 different available labels that you can make with that. That's a good one. That's a good one to have, huh? Okay. Let's get this on. Use some tape runner, and I'm going to put this one on flat on my card. I'm going to line this up on the right edge of the Designer Series paper. And now I can add my little flowers that we made from our Honeybee set. Oh, my glue's getting a little low there. And I'm going to glue the stems down, but I'm adding a dimensional on the back of the flower so that it will stand up a little bit on the card. Oops. On my thumb. And then the same with this, I'm going to glue the stem. And I think I had some mini ones here because that flower on the bottom is smaller. Okay, there. Add a mini dimensional here. And we'll pop these ones up too. We've been kind of waiting. Nobody's ever come to clean that tree up. They got it off of the center of the road so that you barely, to be honest, just barely. So you could get your car up and down the road, but it's still laying there. And I actually had to, thankfully, my neighbor was very kind. I was just coming home from getting a haircut, and I went to turn the corner and realized there was a live wire across the road. Well, a line. I didn't know if it was live or not, and I really didn't want to find out. So I stopped, and everybody was just coming out of the houses up here on this end of our road, and we live on a dead end, so there wasn't even another way to get around. And my neighbor said, "Oh, yeah, it just happened." I don't know how I'm going to get up the road because, you know, this is going to be a long time cleaning up. So she was kind enough to let me park in her driveway. And then the power crew was working on the line right outside of the bedroom window, so we were definitely aware of when it was done. Which color do I want to do on here? So when that finished up they finished, I think, like 4 o'clock, 4:30, something like that. And I just walked down and got my car and brought it back up. I didn't want to leave it sit there in case her husband were needing to get out for any reason. I didn't want to be blocking anybody. But you can get up and down the road, but you certainly better be careful doing it. So what do you think? There we are, staying in the color family. Pretty. I really like this Parakeet party. And where's my first one? I don't know. Oh, there it is. Actually, that's a pretty color too, the Tahitian tie. They're very pretty colors. I like the Nubian colors. Yeah. So once again, using my favorite Quiet Meadow stamp set and the Meadow Dies to get these flowers. And then the Honeybee Home to get the little yellow flowers. And there we are. So thanks for hanging out with me and bearing my hoarse voice again. I apologize. I hope one of these days I'll get to come on here and have a full hoarse voice, but until then, we'll just keep muddling through. So I hope you have a wonderful week, and tune back Friday for some crafting fun. I saw something on Pinterest the other day, and I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to practice with it a little bit first, and then I'll try to have everything set up so that we don't have to experiment too much and make a mess. But I think it's going to be fun. Thanks for being with me, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.